On this segment of PowerTV, we'll be taking a tour of a popular ignition and electronics company we all know as MSD. Just about every spark that's been fired in a hot rod in the last 20 years is highly likely to have come from an MSD ignition.
Hi, I'm Todd Ryden, the Director of Marketing for MSD Ignition. MSD's been around since the early 70s when we actually started doing lean burn fuel systems, but then evolved into high-end performance ignition systems. Today, MSD builds about 1,400 different parts. We have everything from carb-approved ignition controls and coils to parts for daily drivers and muscle cars, all the way up through the professional ranks of Top Fuel and NASCAR.
It's been over 20 years since MSD produced their first ignition box. Today, MSD has over 300 employees, all working in a facility over 150,000 square feet. At MSD, engineers, technicians, and assembly specialists work together to design, develop, and manufacture everything from ignition boxes to distributors to EFI systems.
Hi, I'm Joe Pondo with MSD. I'm Manager of Motorsports here at MSD. I want to explain a little bit about what we do here. We currently work with a lot of the top race teams, and from there we develop a lot of race parts. We work a lot with drag racers such as Kenny Bernstein, all your top racers in drag racing, off-road racing, NASCAR racing, and then all of that technology we streamline to the streets for the everyday product that you drive today.
Products manufactured in MSD start out in their engineering department. This is where concepts and designs are developed and prototyped. Once a prototype is built, the parts are usually tested in-house on MSD's engine and chassis dyno. The MSD R&D department has 4 engine dyno cells at their disposal to thoroughly test and develop products, and each of them features full data acquisition equipment. A variety of engines, from mechanically injected sprint car engines to torque monster big blocks, are on hand to test MSD's products on a variety of applications.
On our trip through MSD, we saw their engineers testing their new 6AL2 ignition system. This all-new ignition is the next generation of 6 Series ignitions from MSD and features a digital controller, built-in 2-step rev control, and of course higher output multiple sparks.
Moving from engineering to manufacturing, we learned that the product testing and development process isn't over. Every MSD ignition undergoes what MSD calls a burn-in procedure. Ignition boxes are placed on burn-in racks, where thousands of bolts are run through them for an extended period of time to ensure each product is electrically and functionally sound. Then the prototype is ready to become an official product, and the designs are sent to the assembly lines where they're assembled by hand to ensure a top-quality part makes it into the box. MSD's distributor department covers a staggering 20,000 square feet. This is where all MSD's billet distributors are hand-assembled and inspected. We were allowed to witness a testing process for each distributor where they are put into a spin fixture. This tests mechanical advance, rotor phasing, and checks to see if the magnetic pickup is correctionally functioning and detecting the revolutions of the engine accurately. From there, one of our favorite parts of the MSD tour was the spark plug wire area. All of MSD's wires are assembled in-house with an automated assembly machine. This machine makes sure your ignition wires are the correct length and match your order. Everyone knows that MSD manufactures products for both the street enthusiast as well as the professional racer. The same technology and care go into both types of products, but the racing products sometimes require additional attention to ensure maximum performance on the track. This is all done in MSD's Focus Factory.
My name is Rocky Main. I am the Focus Factory Manager. Here in the Focus Factory, we provide products to the teams in NASCAR, the NHRA, the IHRA, and the NMRA.
Step inside this secure area, and you'll see some of the most advanced ignition systems, EFI, and distributor products, each custom-made for specific race teams to compete at the very highest level. Racers depend on the performance and technology the Focus Factory provides in MSD's racing products. These racing products are developed and tested in the Focus Factory by several teams working with MSD's engineers to get the most out of their race engines. That wraps up our tour of MSD Ignition, so now you know what goes into developing that famous red ignition box under your hood.